peoples of the YouTube, LazeeLlama here, and here we are back in another Smite tutorial with Kukulkan. Let me level up his abilities once again, and let's get started. He's a very powerful god that is very cheap. I believe he's only 2,500 to unlock if you don't have the god pack. He's a super strong god, has a very good push, especially in Joust. He's great. His passive basically increases his magical power by 5% of his mana. So the more mana you have, the more magical power you have. Right now you'll see we have 58. I don't think there's a cap other than the magic power cap. His one is a powerful breath basically that does a lot of damage and slows. 50% at max level. Looks like that. Goes that whole range you saw. His 2 is a buff that basically just gives him a bit of speed. It's not too much, but high level it's definitely something extra. That's the bad thing about Kukulkan. He doesn't have much of an escape. His 3, this is his main ability. This is what you want to get up. It's the best ability ever. It's a tornado, as you see right there, which does last for 4 seconds and just does a ton of damage. Base, it does 50 at max level. For 2.5 seconds, and every 0.5 seconds it ticks, so there's 5 ticks, and yeah, it's a lot of damage even early on. When you first buy it, you'll see when we get into against the Raw bot. His ultimate is very good if you can learn how to hit it. It's similar to Raw's the way it works, except it does hit a little bit behind you. So if someone's like right on behind you or on top of you, it'll actually hit them. But it's a line damage attack that scales pretty great. You'll see max level does 800 base. Plus a percentage of your magical power. And we'll do it real quick right down here. It's a big dragon head that just goes in a straight line, does a lot of damage. It's very good. You can zone it with this, so like, you know, we're getting attacked, someone's coming in at us. We can kind of throw this over here and back up this way, so they're going to come that way to us, and then just straight down there, just use it, and they're either going to have to get ticked by your tornado or hit that. And normally they're too afraid of tornado and they don't see the ult coming, they can't move in time. So let's get going on our build. The build for him is a little rough. I like to. This is a little risky start off build. You don't start with tons of damage, but I built into this here. Starting money, it's gonna be rough starting money. I like to go here and here, and then you'll have enough for 2 potions. I normally do 2 mana, 2 magical. As soon as you get this 1950, you need to go back and get that. It is an amazing stack item that scales greatly. You have to build 75 stacks. It gives you a lot of mana as well as magical power, and more mana on him means more magical power. I normally wouldn't finish this next. I'd normally grab cooldown boots or power boots, Surge of the Magi, depending on really kind of who you're versing. If you're versing a tanky god or tanky gods, I would go Magi's, but if not, go for that cooldown. Get as much cooldown as you can. It's not the only way to go. I'm gonna actually show you kind of 2 builds here. Finish off this next into Kronos for this build. Spear. I'd go Ratatouille, and you can go defense item here. Sometimes Magi's Blessing is nice. Poly's alright. Staff's not too bad. Some people like Doom Orb instead of Book of Thoth just because how cheap it is. I don't like it. It's too risky. You can go Bancroft's. Bancroft's is a really nice item. I'm sure you guys see it. Bancroft's talent right here. It gives you that extra lifesteal. If you're versing a healer, you can go Divine Ruin. You can actually get that earlier. It's a bit cheaper. For this sake, we'll grab Poly. Say that's one build option. Another build option is obviously you build into the Thoth. If you're versing physical, or you're like 1v1ing, or the whole team is physical, or there's mostly physical, this is a great item that gives you a lot of defense, as well as 25% cooldown reduction, so same as much as Chronos Pendant, so you wouldn't get Chronos Pendant in this build. I wouldn't get this next. I would go Power Boots in that case. If you're versing a physical team, it gives you all that mana, which you're going to see right there, we're at 77. If we pick up that extra mana, it goes to 104. So it adds quite a bit of magical power, as well as the physical protection, the cooldown, and you have a lot of extra mana. With Thoth, it gives you a really excessive amount of mana once Thoth gets stacked. at that point you can go, into Spear. It's nice to get that early pen, and then, you kind of finish off a similar build. At this point, you wouldn't go a defense item, so I wouldn't do Magi's. I would probably go Poly. Your cooldown does max at 40, so if we're at 25 currently because we got these boots instead, and you could have gotten these boots as well. It just kind of depends on how much cooldown you want to spam those tornadoes. I went with this just to get a little bit more or more power, for example. Um, Still, Poly's great. You can go with Lifesteal. You could go with Staff. Staff's not bad. It's definitely not. It gives you 2% of your maximum health is converted to magical power. So it kind of just stacks on, and more health gives you more power. And you'll see down in this bottom corner here, we're at 595. So if we get Staff, for example, it's going to go up to 7. It gives you a lot of power, as well as that extra mana, which stacks and gives you more power, and that extra health. I mean, that's a very great item as well. Very, very strong on Kukulkan. Definitely would recommend using that as well. There's just so many possibilities on Kukulkan that just work out great with his passive. It just adds up. I mean, you saw that one item brought him up so much when instead of that, I mean, we could have said that one was 595 to 717. So if we sell that, we can go like for Bancrofts, for example, and just kind of see how much that does, and that just gives you, a little bit of lifesteal, 100 magical power. That actually brings out slightly more. But again, it's gonna come down to kind of your playstyle. You're also, if you do that, you're also missing 600 health and more mana. At that point, we're having way too much mana for what we need, but it does convert to extra magical power, so it's, it's not a bad thing. You see, at this point, I'm sitting in the end zone here, so you can't really see how much I'm using. I was going to try to demonstrate, but, I just kind of made a fool of myself. Let's get to the real match and go versus Raw and kind of show you the true power of Kukulkan. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, guys, LazeeLlama here again, and here we are in our match against Raw. See, like I said, you can only get one of those. You have the 300 left over, and again, you can go into, either worrying about getting Chronos Pendant or Rod, which are both the same item here. Into their tree. Some people like to go with boots, but that's only spending 300. I like to get that little bit of MP5 as well as that extra magic power. Like I said, we can simply go to that, and head out. At first, there are 2 points in your tornado and 1 in your 1. Don't worry about that 2. We're actually going to skip out on that a little early on, especially against a god like Ra. And as it comes for actives against him, we're actually not going to get that buff. You definitely want movement kind of early on, so you can go sprint, you can go combat blink, some people like. I'm not a huge fan of combat blink. We're going to play really aggressive and get this early tornado out and just kind of keep him in there longer, hit him up a little bit until our minions meet. We do quite a bit of damage there. Oh, Ra walked into there, so the minions targeted us. He walked in there, so whoop, oh, the hit. So we got a super early lead here, and we're actually going to get a I was going to say we're going to get a kill. But no, we're not. We're going to pop one of each potion. And get ready to play it safe. We're going to pop that there to slow them down again. And they're all in a bunch. We can pop Tornado right on top of them. Try to get the last hits. Get that extra gold early. We're not going to spend any point here. This is the level you skip the point at 4. Some people, if you're playing Conquest and you're in mid lane, you may need your 2, but try to skip out on that point. You'll see why. Whoop. And Ra got hit, so they're targeting us pretty hard here again. And we're gonna back before we have enough. So we reach level 5, and now we can put another point in our tornado because we skipped one, and our ult, instead of wasting one in our 2. So now we have an extra powerful tornado early on. And it works out much better for us in the long run. Let's throw an early tornado out there. I'm going to pop that again. We'll see if we can get there. I don't know if we're going to be able to. You see, we're almost killing the whole wave here. And honestly, if we use our Dragon Breath, not quite. One more level. We'll be there. We might make it. I said it was, what was it? 1950 I need? We might put the farm to 1950. It's gonna be rough. We're gonna have to not waste any extra mana here. Use our tornadoes only when we can. Unless that Ra keeps doing that. So at this point you can throw one on your 2. It's nice to have all your abilities. It does help. If for some reason Ra starts to ult, we can kind of move to the side quicker if we need to. I could have ulted him there and probably got the kill. Again, right up the bat, it's 400 damage plus a percentage of your magic power. So we would have actually had about 490 on that. Throw a tornado there. It may have been a little too early because we still have minions alive. We may not get those back minions in that. Now, if Ra comes up here any bit more, we're going to actually go for the snipe here if he backs. Close enough. Yeah, he's not gonna. We do have enough for what we need, so we're going to just call that quits. We already almost got that tornado, which is much quicker than I was thinking. We're not going to get very far into this build here. You may not get to see the full power of Kukulkan. Grab 2 more potions, head back out. We'll go buy some time, let Ra farm up because he's not even level 5 yet. I definitely could have killed him there if I played a little bit more aggressive. Maybe we'll even let him get a few tower shots here while we're out here in the jungle. You're just going to kind of keep them in the tornado as you're fighting it. And again, you're going to want to max your tornado first. Level your ult when you can because Kukulkan ults is very, very powerful. This mana buff will keep us in. You'll see we're building stacks here on the last hits. He's super easy to get stacks on. Unless you have like a Ra on your team who's probably can steal the stacks pretty easily. Back up here because the minions are going to target us if we're too close. And you'll see right there we just got all those stacks. So we'll be leveling in enough time. But we can shoot, if you wouldn't be on that tower, so we can shoot a random ult. We see our tornadoes at this point with this item. We're going to clear the whole wave. We'll throw an extra hit, but hoping he runs into that? Yeah, okay. I was thinking he'd run for that corner with our positioning. You can kind of read that. Just take that early kill. First blood's always great. You always want to try to get first blood. At level 8 is another spot that I like to skip. Your 1's powerful, but I personally like to skip it out. And again, you'll see why. Oh, he's going to steal it. No, I will tank it. Ra, I'm tanking you. Stop it! Stop it! If we had our ult. See, we leveled up, so now we can do our 3 in our ult again and max those. Max our 3 as well as get the point in our ult. We should be able to get him here. Oh, no. Minion wave is going to ruin it. Come on, minions, make sure you all get in there. Minions are super strong. Where is he? Alright, the bots aren't the smartest, obviously. That's just going to be an easy tag pickup kill. We'll back, and I'll show you the route cooldown. The route of the cooldown. And we'll head back out. Again, we're not going to get super far in our build here, so you're not going to get to see how much power he actually can have. Because with full stack Stoth, it's a bit more than that. That 720, I believe it was. So he ulted to clear the lane. It's honestly a strategy that real people do use. Ra's going to walk into that. If we can hit him with that, quickly ult him with the slow. Because remember that 1 does put a slow on them, so it's hard for them to move. If you can hit him in the tornado and hit him with that 1, they're done. If you can get those 2 hits off of the front wave, you keep him back in that tornado a bit longer, especially on that big minion. It doesn't die as easy. And at this point, you're going to see our Squall starts to do quite a bit of damage, especially with his level lead. The power buff on Kukulkan is awesome. Good for that quick push, and we'll actually head out to get that. Because our buff is going to end in about 10 seconds. And you know what? We can drop this buff while we're at it. Because we're Kukulkan. And what better things to do than to stack up. And again, all we're doing is killing these extra bucks, getting that XP, and getting stacks. For Thoth, which is, very, very strong item. So that power is we're gonna hit much harder. This does go through walls. You have to know the distance of it, but we can't hit him from there. But I'll show you if I can get a nice hit. No, not quite. But we could have went through the wall with it. That's my point. So he's gonna stand still here while he ults, and you can take advantage of Ra while he ults. We'll take the minion hits. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, this is where you wiggle. You 2 and wiggle. Take that kill and get out of here before those minions come get us. We are low health. We'll be fine at this point. Those minions aren't gonna live, and we can go back and finish off our boots as well as start another item. Normally, I'd say go into spear or something. Some people do like obsidian shard. I find spear to work on them. Just personal preference. A lot of the builds come down to being personal preference, and you will have to toy around with items. Like I'm giving you all these. For this tutorial, I tried to give you a bit more options than I did in my other ones. I did give you options in the need build and whatnot, but I'm trying to give you more options. Because it is really personal preference. Just do what you want. I mean, there's some items that just don't make sense on certain gods, but play around with it. Be creative, especially against bots. Like, try it out, see how quickly you wreck them. And you can see, we don't even need a tornado. Our ult at this point does so much health. We only have 1200 health. He's level 8, so he's got to have a lot less than us. And we do almost, look at that. Almost 1200 damage with our ult. Almost 600 and 600. Very, very close. We could almost one-shot ourselves. And if he had any defense, it'd make a difference, but we're getting some really early pushes here. We might even be able to get the. Oh, he's ulting. Maybe we can lure him in here. We got our tornadoes. If you can ever fight in the jungle as Kukulkan, do it. You'll see that the range here that he can run is pretty much length of this. I mean, this is very small spots, but you can kind of corner them into one of the two. So I could have placed that better. As you see, I missed those back minions because they stopped the fight. But again, our squall at this point will kill them all if they were all bunched up a little bit better. And we'll throw it because we're gonna go back. So he might come and try to get us here. Yeah, we'll fight him off. I mean, he's very low health. A couple basic attacks and squall will finish him. And really, we should probably fight after that. But I'm just trying to get a little bit of farm to kind of show you guys the full build here. And Rod is pretty essential on almost any mage you play. It does so much damage. It literally gives you a percentage. Not Chrono Spend it. 25% of your magical power is increased. That's not after his passive, I don't believe, though. I don't believe that is after that. See, Ra probably almost died there, and he's gonna actually try to back. And if we rush this, woo, that snipe. What did that have? Was that a 900 or something on him? Which is quite a pretty big hit. I know this is coming up soon. That may have been a little bit too early, but it worked out fine. Get that extra damage, go clear lane, because he did push that up a bit. You're going to see, we can place tornadoes down very, very, very fast here. I think it's about 5.5 seconds. 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds. And for that damage you're getting, along with Squall every 3 seconds. Yeah, I think in a joust match, normally you're versing the 3 people. And you're doing quite a bit of damage with that ult. If you can line them up any bit. Line them up at all, you're going to do some major damage. And with Kukulkan, you can kind of come do this thing. You have to be right up against his wall. You can actually tornado that, and if you stand next to the wall, you'll hit all that damage off. Those minions will be spawning. They spawn before I bat. Yeah, I'll tornado them first. We should be out in time, so we can go finish good old Rod. And again, we got that last item choice, which you can definitely go staff. You know, it's always a great option. You'll see right here, we already have more magic without that last item. More magic power due to having max stacks on our Thoth. Because it was, I believe, with Bancroft's, I believe it was the 720, and with the staff, it was, I believe, was it 717 or something? All right, so our fire minions pretty much killed him there. We honestly didn't really need to even do anything. I'd like to try to get a full build in this match for you guys. So I am gonna try to avoid ending it at this point. And just try to get some farm. I shouldn't have killed that Phoenix. It's gonna make it much harder on him. Oh, I didn't hit him in the little ones in the tornado here. I know it's a little bit boring. This isn't what I want to do in this series, but I do want to try to finish one of these items. What's the cheaper one? 24 is what our goal is. I want to just do the cheaper one for you. If I save for the expensive one, it's gonna take a little too long. Although I feel like that other one would be more significant. You see, even without actives, our movement speed is quite good, and even casting all these abilities, we're doing pretty good on mana, and the mana regen it's up there, especially with Chronos Pendant. Quite a bit of mana regen. Let's see if we can get another kill on Raw, although our fire minions will probably end the game if I do so. We'll chance it. Yeah, look at that. That was an insane hit. That was more than his health bar. I still don't have enough. I don't want to end it. We're gonna go end it. You guys are gonna get the full gist, but I only need like 200 more, or those minions are gonna end it. I want to see what we get up to, even with what we can afford. Just to kind of give you guys an idea. It would be quite a bit more. You gotta think you'd add an extra 40 damage or so to it. So we are almost at cap right here. I believe it's 900. Yeah. So if you add the extra 40, we're right below cap with that build, per se. We have enough. Let's just buy it. Yeah, I didn't realize how fast we'd get that. Yeah, right there. Right below it. You can't really get much closer without wasting extra magic power. We're going to go in there. We're going to ult. Probably kill his Titan with the ult. It's going to come really, really close. Or we could ult him again. You've already seen the one-shot ult. Our tornado will probably, honestly, will probably kill him without anything else. He does have his Phoenix up again, which I'm not worried about. I just want to throw that down on him. See? I don't believe it ticked him. Look at that small tick right there. How much does our Squall do? Oh, I totally screwed up again. And we each other tornado out. Man, he is dodging everything. I am a failure. Come here, Raw. Oh, man. Dude, he is a pro. I'm not really, aiming for him too much. But yeah, 600 with that. That's gonna kill him. Those 5 ticks, you can see him count down, and just he wasn't getting it. Alright, we should be able to just finish this off. Maybe not. We don't have crazy lifesteal. That might kill us. Being risky here. It was like one shot away. I probably could have did it. Yeah, it was one shot away. I could have killed it. That will give us some health. I'm gonna chance it over here and just see how much we do. Yeah, more than a quarter of its health. And I let that slip. Okay, we should have enough just to kind of forget the comparison. Oh, that actually went up. Oh, because our health was lower. Yeah, as your health gets lower, you get a little bit more magical power. Doesn't make a crazy difference, but that with staff would make a pretty big difference if you had the 2 of those. To the staff. That is actually a higher number, 888. Plus we'll have more health. You'll see as you respawn. I didn't see what it was before. But we'll go in for the finish here. Let's just grab can't spell. Grab sprint level 1. Hop on out there. Our power did actually drop. It didn't update. Alright, so we lost quite a bit of power going to staff. Much less than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so Bancroft is definitely a better item if you're looking for more power. But we can go end this either way. He does literally no damage to us. That was at 1700. This match is lasting a longer than it needed to. I could have ended this much sooner, but you can see those ticks on him are insanely high. And you can burst that down in no time if you actually don't get hit by the raw bots, you know, side beam thing and, you know, low health. But anyways, guys, thank you for that extended tutorial there. It took a little bit longer. If you guys stayed to the end, you guys are awesome. If you can hit that like button, that would be highly appreciated. If you haven't followed already, please do so. It helps me out, lets me know you guys want to see more content. Plus, you get updates on when I post content. So you see more of these tutorials. If you have a guide you want to see a tutorial of, you know, soon, let me know. I'll get it in the list before I was necessarily planning on doing it. I plan to do them all, so I got to do them, and they're going to be kind of in random order. I chose Kukulkan because he's a very powerful god, and he's cheap to unlock for those new players. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.